Hello everyone and welcome back. We just got a new 4.1.1 PTU patch and boy oh boy do we have a lot of stuff to cover in this. We have a bunch of changes in the Invictus halls, new stuff to look at, we have some data mines to talk about, we have other changes to Wikelo and gun recoil for ships, and turret changes for some other ships that didn't get it in yesterday's patch. We're going to go take a look at all of it, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Let's start by going to the Invictus Hall to check that out. We know that if you saw the Inside Star Citizen from this morning, they did show several shots of the Invictus Halls with more of the items in there that they should have. So we're going to go look around really quick, see if there's any additional changes there, and see what we can find. Okay, so one immediate change that I am noticing is they now have added the signage on these little light rings for the Guardian MX, the Starlancer TAC, and the Greycat MTC. We saw those in the ISC this morning. Now, it doesn't look like they put the ships in still, which makes sense. They're trying to keep that a little bit, you know, secret. Looks like we also have a updated the hall layout. Let's see. So it looks like in that ground combat hall where I had noted a couple of videos ago that there was a space between the tanks, looks like they will have an Asgard displayed there, although it looks like they will also have it out here in the main hall. So we'll have the Greycat MTC, the Guardian MX, the Starlancer, they'll have the Super Hornet as well, because that's a pretty recent ship, and the Asgard. Very, very interesting. Let's see. Oh, hold on. So the lower level, there is something here. There is a marker for something, but there is no name on it. So there is still something that needs to be put here. So I wonder what that could be. I have no idea. So very, very interesting. Let's just go look. Let's go look in the lower level really quick and see if there's any new hints at anything. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any new things in this little display here. Notice display closed. Okay, nothing really there. Nothing on this little display here. But do we have these new armors? Let's see. Are we able to buy these? Can I buy these? No, doesn't look like it. So these are some new skins for, I forget what this armor set is called, but some new skins for it. There's also supposed to be some Volt Rifle skins that go along with these. Doesn't look like those are put on the guns here yet, but I mean, these armors look pretty cool. That one looks kind of like a tiger. That's kind of the first thing I thought of when I saw it. This is, I don't know, some sort of blue camo striping in a way, I guess. So pretty cool armors. We'll have to see whether or not they let us buy them directly from these displays here. It's very interesting. Let's jump back up and look around for any more changes. So I am noticing now these little displays that have some information on the vehicles are showing. It's like a little, I mean, really all it is, it just says MTC all-terrain all the time. So, you know, whatever that means. It's a vehicle. Nothing too crazy. Oh, hold on. We might have a display here. Let's wait a second, see if we can read this. Let's see. Okay. Greycat MTC. Let's see. Focus. Personnel transport. Okay. As an expert in industrial operations, Greycat understands that job site security is a vital part of any successful business venture. Not only that, but to be fully effective, you need to be able to get your security personnel and their equipment to wherever they're needed most. That's why the MTC Mobile Tactical Center is such an important addition to your next venture. Nimble enough to access the difficult terrain encountered at remote operations, and equipped with enough suit lockers, weapon racks, and storage to tackle a wide host of issues, the Greycat MTC could make all the difference when it comes to turning a potential problem into potential profit. So it is kind of like a mobile armory in a way. I mean, it says personnel transport, but this is saying it is going to be carrying suit lockers, weapon racks, and storage to tackle a wide host of issues, unless maybe there's all those things and still enough space inside to hold, you know, maybe one or two ground troops. I don't know. So very cool. I'm very interested to try that out. All right, let's next have a look at the Guardian MX here. So on the little board here, performance-driven power, Guardian MX, all it says. Let's look at the little description thing. Okay, so here we have, for Mirai, it's a heavy fighter, taking the framework of the Guardian fighter and adding even more offensive options. The Mirai Guardian MX packs additional firepower and armor ideal for overwhelming opponents. While not as nimble as the base Guardian, this heavy fighter is still more agile than many other ships in its class. So, I I've heard conflicting reports. I thought in the ISC it shows it has 4 guns on the tips of the winglets that I thought they were size 3, and it just has a large missile payload as well. But I have heard some people saying that they have checked a little bit more and they think it's all size 4 guns. So that would be 4 size 4s and a crap ton of missiles. It seems like now at the expense of mobility potentially. So if that ends up being the case, that'll be a very, very interesting option. Another heavy fighter that has quite a bit of firepower with, again, an interior. Another thing I noticed when they showed in the cockpit of this, it looked like it may have 2 shield generators, so it may have that additional protection as well. It has additional armor, so it might be, more tanky as well. So very, very interesting. I think the MX is turning out to be a little bit more of a surprise than I thought it would be. So really, really cool. All right, let's take a look at the Starlancer attack real quick. We have Starlancer attack: fly higher, hit harder, save the day. And for the description, I'll just read this real quick. We have for those looking for a versatile ship. The wording's a little off there. That can stand on its own in a fight, the engineers have upgraded the Starlancer attack with an aggressive offensive package ready to face down the fiercest of foes. When you take on a high-risk, high-reward job, the Starlancer attack is there to make sure you and your crew are able to see it through to the very end. Cool, cool. Nothing too crazy there. Let's go ahead. Let's look at the Anvil Asgards next. Okay, so Asgard, rise above the battlefield. All right. Let's see what we have on... I'm assuming this will be a little descriptor thing. Okay. Anvil Asgard. Focus vehicle transport. As the battles of today continue to grow in scale and complexity, Anvil Aerospace understands the impact a single vehicle can have on the outcome. Enter the Asgard. The next generation in ground vehicle transport, the Anvil Asgard features a quick load ramp, a sizable hold to securely store your assault vehicle of choice, and hefty array of armaments to ensure access to even the most combat-heavy of drop sites. Okay, so that doesn't, it doesn't give the most information, but it helps us realize, again, this should be able to carry one of the larger vehicles. It sounds like it has a decent amount of weaponry, and should be a really fun ship to use, so... Very, very cool. Okay, here we are in the fighter hall, and look at this. So let's look at these updated little flight blades. We saw in the ISC that there was a couple shown that had different colors. So up here we have some signage. It says, "Discover a new way to fight." Let's read the description. So, flight blades. Unlock the potential of your ship with a flight blade from Broad and Raby, I think is how you'd say that. The PHB series of flight blades reallocates forward thrust resources, allowing your ship to deliver increased precision handling during tight maneuvers, while the TSB series reallocates lateral thrust resources to deliver increased top speed in the straightaway. So it sounds like there'll be 2 different ones initially. So one will lower your forward thrust, so like your main acceleration, and allow you to have greater turn rate, or rotating and things like that. Whereas the other takes away your yaw, pitch, roll capabilities and increases your top speeds in the straightaway. Okay, here's something else new. So this was an empty Scorpius turret that goes up there on the Scorpius, but now this has like there's a little description thing. Let's read. Hold on. RSI Leseth missile turret. Perfect for producing a wave of rapid-fire destruction. This bespoke RSI Scorpius missile turret, the Leseth, holds up to 16 size 2 missiles and offers a powerful alternative to the gun turret that comes as standard. Okay, so it looks like the Scorpius is going to be getting a new type of turret you can use on this. Really how useful that'll be, I don't know. 16 size 2s, yeah, sure, that's great. But I don't know. It might just be more worthwhile to keep the guns on there, but I guess depends on what you're doing. So it's good that there's some, some new options coming. It does look a little weird, I guess. I guess I'd have to see it up on the ship. Then maybe it would look okay. But there you go. New Scorpius turret is coming pretty soon. Here it looks like we have what I'm pretty sure is the new size 10 torpedoes. For the Polaris, there's again a couple different versions that are IR and cross-section and EM. It looks like they have a little bit of a different look to them, so they look very, very nice. But yeah, just another little thing that they have updated in the event hall here. I'm in the hall with the Hammerhead, and they have another display of torpedoes. These ones are, again, these are size 10 torpedoes. These are some of the other new ones we are getting. These are the, let's see, we have the Vanquisher X, IR, CS, and EM torpedoes. I think those are color coded a certain way. I would assume red is IR, blue is probably EM, and then this, what is this, yellow? Would probably be cross-section. Maybe those two are flipped. But yeah, so there's some of the other new torpedoes, and then they also have these other ones listed over here. These are the EXT-10 executor torpedoes. So I think the infrared ones, these ones right here, are the default ones that the Polaris comes with. But it looks like there are also a EM and cross-section variants, and they have this little different color coding. So the IR is red. Then it looks like so I think the cross-section is actually the blue one. So the blue cross-section little designation there, and then yellow up there for EM. Very, very cool. To just see the little minor changes so you can tell which is which. Then, you know, we'll have to test this a little bit at some point and see if these actually make any meaningful difference. If they, like, one does more damage than the other, and all that sort of stuff. So I'm here in the ground vehicle hall now, and there is, under this area, they have listed that this is where the Asgard will also be. There is a little signage now that says the Asgard, but there's something else that's very, very interesting here, and it looks like, as we come up here, there is a new weapon here for the Nova tank. So, if we look at the little description here, this is the NV-57 Ballistic Gatling. It is assuming, you know, it's bespoke, it's specific for the Nova tank. Size 5, break the ranks with the NV-57 Ballistic Gatling gun designed to replace the standard Tumbril Nova tank cannon. Be ready to face overwhelming ground forces head-on using this high-powered weapon with superior damage output and a devastating rate of fire. So this seems pretty cool looking. It looks kind of like a bigger version. This barrel design makes me think of the special turret you can get with the Hornets, the Heartseeker pack turret. The name escapes me at the moment, but the barrel design looks very similar. It's just a lot bigger. So I'm sure this thing is gonna absolutely pack a punch and sound amazing. So as soon as we are able to get that, because I don't think I'm able to get it at the moment, I don't get any prompt to buy it or anything, but as soon as we do get that, we are definitely going to be testing this out. I would expect this will probably have, you know, I don't know, maybe 1,500 rounds, maybe 2,000, something like that. But it'll probably be very souped up compared, you know, because the Slayer cannon on the Nova tank by default does like 36,000 alpha damage or something per shot. So I would not be surprised if this also does just an insane amount of damage. So very, very cool to see that. Really looking forward to trying that out. Here we are at the Idris Tord now. I wanted to take a look up here, see if there's some changes, because we did notice some things shown in the ISC, and it looks like we do have some updates. So we do have the new size 12 torpedoes on display. They look pretty much the same as the size 10s. They're just a little bit, they're bigger. So these all look the same, except I guess the colorings, you know, they don't have different colors. But we also have this style of the torpedoes. Those do have the different colors, but again, they're just even bigger and beefier. As far as I know, still, those are only for the Javelin, but you never know. Maybe the Idris has them or something. And then another thing we have is, let's see, what are these? So, PPB-116 Pepper Box. These are manufactured by Bearing. This is a PDC. Storing 16 size 1 missiles, the PPB-116 Pepper Box is as disruptive as it is deadly, excelling at both inflicting damage and overwhelming evasive maneuvers. So, looks like this may potentially be a new style of PDC that we can have. I mean, the only problem I have is, like, with just 16 size 1 missiles on you know, all your PDCs, you know, once you run out, I mean, you can't really, those aren't going to shoot down incoming fire very well. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess it gives you some more options. Maybe if they put these in, we'll have to try them. But a little bit interesting. I did also notice in the ISC they had changed the Idris paint to be, it was like yellow. It is a lot more yellow. Because this paint that's on there currently, this skin doesn't quite look right. Some places it doesn't look very good, like, at all. So maybe we'll see that at some point. Not seeing that on here yet, but cool. A couple new things up here. Let's get on and test out the next thing. Alrighty, let's head into the Emporium and see what is new. Okay, so I guess we'll look around a little bit and see if any of these displays are obviously different. Well, this is something that's new. So it looks like he has a little display now for the, you want to make a Polaris, and he has a little hollow display of the Polaris. It's pretty low resolution. I mean, it's fine, but pretty cool. That's a nice little addition. Okay, here we have what looks like some of the new armors you can trade with Wikelo for. So we have a kind of blue with some little bit of brown and black kind of digicamo. This is the Make Space Navy armor. And then we have, what is this? Look at desert but don't see you, so kind of a desert camo. This looks pretty cool. And then we have the Want armor look like tree. This is kind of another kind of camo pattern. Pretty cool. That would probably work pretty well for camouflaging you. It's really cool. So we have those three armors on display. Let's see. Oh boy, now we have two of these combat atlases, whatever you want to call them, that are on display. Any obvious differences with them? They look basically the same to me. Nothing really noticeable on them. So with that, I wonder if this will be something we can trade with Wikelo to get. Maybe it's not going to be something they sell. I don't know. But I mean, with there being two now, I think it's obvious we're gonna get this at some point, probably fairly soon. I would think. Here we have Volt Gun, more Navy-like. So this is going to be a similar camo pattern to the Navy armor, but on the Volt SMG. Looks pretty nice. And then we have the Make Gun Sandy, so that kind of sand camo on the SMG. And then we have the Zappy Gun, more wood-like. You get that kind of green and black and brown camo that matches the armor as well. So just little things, you know, you want to go get some cool little guns. That nice little camo, you can get that. Let's see, any other obvious change? Oh, we have a new set of stairs to go to a new area. Let's head up here and take a look. So this is probably going to be a bunch of new stuff. Let's see. Some new rock thing. We've got another door that maybe could go somewhere else in the future. We've got I Want You to Join the Navy. Very on point with Invictus. We have some magazines. Love your look, this poster thing. Oh, so this is all the other stuff that you can get. So they still have the Copian gun and the Tooth gun and this other armor set here. They've just moved it to a new area, it looks like. Anything else obviously new? We have a racetrack map and a Grey Cat, what is it? I think the PTV. So a couple other new things. Some skulls from some other creatures. And, oh, looks like we have a little bit more places that we can go explore. So let's head up over here. What do we got? Anything? Ooh. Would you look at that? So we have... This area seems to be closed off at the moment. Can I jump over this? If I can jump. Yes, I can. Let's see. Anything obviously new in here? Or this could potentially just be another new area that we should expect to see new stuff in. Like some more new armor and something like this. Nothing that I'm obviously seeing. But looks like they will... Looks like they're going to be expanding on the Emporium as they continue to add more trades and things to Wikelo. So I understand why it took them a little bit to get this back open. They're making some renovations in here. So very, very cool. Looking forward to getting some of those new items from Wikelo. Make sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Do you think you're going to go for those? Are you going to try and get some of the new ships that he'll be offering. Yeah, just let me know what you think of these Wikelo Emporium changes. Alright, and to end off today, so this video doesn't get too long, we're going to end off by checking out so there has been adjustments to the Hurricane and Scorpius turrets capacity, I believe, that has been increased, so we're going to check that out, and at the same time, they have also implemented a adjustment to some of the weapon recoil. They've done it for the Panther repeaters, the A&R XII cannon, those are size 4, and the Polaris cannon. So they've changed the recoil again. So we'll check that out real quick, and we'll check it on the Polaris as well, and then we'll wrap this video up. Alright, so let's get our full power to weapons. Let's see, what do we get on the pilot guns? We'll let that charge up. Okay, looks like on our pilot guns we get a total of 176 shots. Let's now jump into the turret and see how many shots we get on that. Okay, looks like we get to 176 as well, so quite a bit more ammo. They've changed the recoil again. I'm trying it now. I mean, I'm not really noticing a ton of difference. Let me check my recoil setting real quick. I guess I have the recoil set to 0.3. Let me set that to 0.1. We'll just try that. They've changed it again. I don't know. It's a little bit too jarring for me personally, so I keep it lower. But yeah, still helps with the immersion of being in the turret, I guess. Alright, and then let's check the recoil change as well in the Polaris main gun real quick. Alright. Yeah, so I mean, it seems a little bit different, but I don't know. Nothing too crazy. I think it's fine either way, however they want to do it. I will say those impacts, the shell's impact looks pretty cool. I think those effects might be new. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of lower it myself anyways, because it's a little bit much for me. But, I don't know. Nothing too crazy there. But that's going to do it for this video. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments of what you think of all the new stuff that we talked about today with the Invictus hauls and all those sorts of things. I will have a video out probably sometime later tonight after this goes up, a few hours after it goes up. We're going to go over all of the data mine information that we have. We have new videos showing the new ships. We have a lot of stuff that could potentially be confirming that the Idris might actually be coming out. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to go over a ton of other stuff that we have data mined, so make sure to look out for that video in a few hours if you are interested in that. Again, that will be a spoiler video, so only watch if you're okay with those spoilers. But that is going to do it for this one. I thank you all for watching, and until next time, I'll see you in the verse.